Now look, I'm not saying Tristana probably isn't like a nice person in person to meet or something like that. And obviously people loved her for a while when her Dragon Trainer skin came out, despite the fact that the Elf skin is the best skin of Tristana. But look, people can have wrong opinions, it's fine. What I am saying is, instead of deleting the champion and going that far, because in my opinion, if you just delete a champion that's problematic, you don't address the problems of that champion and why they're problematic. You don't dig enough to find out the exacts of why they're a problem, and as such, those problems could return on an older champion when they get buffed the wrong way, on a new champion that's released because those ideas were never addressed. So instead, what I would do is kind of leaning towards what August said in the clip in part 1 about reworking Tristana. But I don't know if I'd even go that far. For me, what I actually would do is the E doesn't get resetted just by popping the charge. It would probably have to be dictated on a kill. For me, resets are the most balanced when they have to be dictated by kills and not just using the reset to just get some damage. Because otherwise, you can chunk somebody down and then get the reset back up pretty quickly and then kill them anyways and then thwart their efforts of surviving what might have been your bad engage with the reset, right? Like, if it's not a kill, then what's the, like, it's supposed to reset, like, it doesn't sit well with me if it's not on a kill. So that's probably the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do would also then not allow her jump to buffer CC, right? Like, the reason why her jump's even kind of a difficult pain point is because she can escape stuff with jumping, because she can also throw her charge on people and then stack it while she's jumping in. I'd kind of just remove that interaction completely. She can't jump in while popping the charge on you and then kill you, but on top of which, she can also be caught by CC with the jump as well, kind of like a Lucian that poorly dashes or Caitlyn that poorly net guns, etc. But speaking of those champions, I would probably then also shorten the range of the jump. The jump, in my opinion, feels like it's too far of a range. Like, it's not the same as an Arcane Shift or a Lucian Dash, a Caitlyn net gun like we've talked about in the previous video. Those are all dashes, but they're a lot shorter range, that they're not going to automatically save an AD carry's life if they're overextended in a lane. A rocket jump probably will, even without flash and even without the ultimate, if it's on cooldown or you're pre-level 6. So I would shorten that. That's probably where I would start. And then finally, and this is the one that people will probably hate the most, I would in fact change the passive though. So it kind of would be a rework by the time it's all said and done, because I don't think a champion that does all of this should have that much range. I think what you do is you hone in a bit on her tower destroying abilities, right? Like, her and Jinx overlap as Demolitionist. Jinx is a Demolitionist AD carry, even though people forgot that for some reason, but Tristana just does it better now, and as such, Jinx kind of got crowded out of that role in terms of being like the better AoE teamfighting AD carry, because even without items, she'll still do AoE damage in a team fight versus Tristana, who will only do single target damage. Well, if she's gonna do single target damage, I'd all in on that single target damage and then buff up her ability to go against towers more so than champions in the early game. Or at least if she's going to be strong in the early game, make her mid game a bit more of a lull. I feel like ever since like the end of season 5, champions can't be bad in the mid game anymore and then back to being strong in the late game. Like, for some reason that idea was eradicated. Even Caitlyn, old Caitlyn, was like that. She was strong in lane phase. Her weakness was she was strong in the mid game. That's where you could take advantage of playing against her and stuff. And then that's such you could try and play against her better until she got back to the late game. And then she was rewarded for surviving the mid game but being strong again in the late game. I would try and make Tristana's power curve a bit more like that then. If all the previous changes I mentioned like were not viable or not allowed to go through, well then fine, you could be strong in the lane phase, but then your mid game is going to be absolute garbage, and then you can be strong again once you reach the late game, so at least we can try and shut you down in the mid game. But right now, I feel like she just there's too much in her kit that allows her to be safe even if she's not doing good, and she can still take towers extremely well right now even if she's not doing good. So then it just makes it like, well then Tristana is like the time bomb AD carry more so than any other AD carry in the game. Other AD carries in the game can be time bombs, other AD carries in the game can be annoying, but even a late game Jinx or Kog'Maw or, you know, Twitch, if they get caught, they're dead, right? Their strength doesn't cover what their weakness is, especially without an Ardent Sense of Support. With an Ardent Sense of Support, yeah, it gets a bit more difficult, sure, but if they get caught out without an Ardent Sense of Support, they're not suddenly so strong and have so much mobility in their kit and stuff that they're just still safe anyway without Flash. They're dead. Tristana's not, and it just makes it really like it almost feels like an auto-win champion right now, to the extent that it kind of is if you're looking at Worlds since quarterfinals. A team really hasn't lost. It's like you almost have to try to lose on Tristana. Right now, and that's mainly part of the problem. That's the biggest problem right now, is the safety. I would get rid of the safety. You could be the late game terror that other hyper carries are, but you can't be that safe and be that terrible in the late game. So either you need to fall off in the mid game and then be useless in the late game, which seems weird because she's an auto-attacking base AD carry, and most auto-attack base AD carries are late game focused. Well then fine, your mid game needs to be a lot worse somehow, and I maybe don't have the answer how, but maybe you have the answer how too. I'm going to make part 2 a lot shorter, obviously, as you can see. So in the comment section for this video, let's discuss how we would adjust Tristana without deleting the champion, and as such we can make her more balanced with the way the game should work for the things and strengths that she has and is allowed to do. So, thank you so much for watching this video if you did this far. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as share this video around, but I don't know which video will be next, because life be quite a mess. So until next time, take care from the Falgadai FS. Thank you for watching.